Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I'm so glad to have you with us today. I know that life can often be difficult and full of challenges, even for those who try their best to do good and help others. Have you ever found yourself wondering why it seems like those who are kind-hearted, who dedicate their lives to helping others, often face more difficulties and struggles than those who don't? Have you questioned whether good deeds are truly rewarded, or if the concept of karma and cause and effect really work as they are said to? Today, we are diving deep into an incredibly insightful teaching from the Buddha that can shed light on this very issue and bring you some much-needed peace of mind. In Buddhist teachings, Buddha explains that even those who perform countless acts of kindness, who sacrifice their time, energy, and resources to help others, may still find themselves experiencing suffering, misfortune, and hardship. This, however, does not mean that the law of cause and effect is broken, nor does it mean that good deeds go unnoticed by the universe. On the contrary, the Buddha offers a profound explanation that can help us understand this paradox. So, why does this happen? Why does it appear that those who try to do good often suffer the most? The answer lies in the deeper understanding of karma. Karma is not something that simply plays out in this lifetime alone. It is the culmination of all our actions from past lives as well. The suffering and misfortune that some good-hearted individuals face are not punishment for their current good deeds. Instead, they are the ripening of the bad karma, or the negative actions they committed in past lives. And now, you may be asking, if someone is trying to do good, why would they need to face the consequences of bad karma from past lives? Isn't the idea of karma supposed to be that good actions bring good outcomes and bad actions led to suffering? This is a valid question, and the Buddhist teachings provide clarity on this. What many people fail to realize is that the difficulties someone experiences in their life, even after doing good deeds, might actually be a blessing in disguise, a way for them to burn off their past negative karma. Imagine this: you are walking down a path with a heavy backpack filled with stones. Now, imagine that you're suddenly given the opportunity to remove some of the stones from your backpack. It may be painful to take the mat, and the process may feel heavy and tiring, but once those stones are removed, your load becomes lighter. Similarly, when an individual faces hardship after performing good deeds, they may be in the process of burning off or working through the negative karma they accumulated in past lives, which is ultimately a purification process. Let's take a look at an example of this concept from a real-life story. There was once a person who dedicated his life to helping others. He donated money to those in need, provided food for the hungry, and helped build temples for the community. But despite his dedication to doing good, his life was filled with hardship. His business failed, his family members fell ill, and his own health deteriorated. Many people around him questioned why someone so selfless and kind-hearted would face such misfortune. Why does he deserve this? They wondered. But the individual understood that his difficulties were not a punishment for his good deeds. Instead, he knew that these struggles were an opportunity to face and work through the negative karma he had accumulated in his past lives. As he faced his hardships with patience, compassion, and mindfulness, he was gradually able to clear his past karma. Over time, his situation improved. His health returned, his family recovered, and his business began to prosper once again. In the end, he had not only cleared his past negative karma, but had also built a strong foundation for a brighter future. When asked if he regretted the years of hardship, he smiled and said, "No, those were the most valuable years of my life." This story teaches us a critical lesson. When we face challenges, especially after we have tried to do good, it is often a sign that we are working through our past karma, and while the process may be difficult, it is ultimately a purification process that leads to spiritual growth and transformation. This concept is also reflected in the teachings of the Buddha. Buddha taught that suffering is a natural part of life, and that it is through facing suffering with wisdom and compassion that we can truly transcend it. We should not view suffering as a punishment or a sign of failure. Instead, we can view it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and purify ourselves from the inside out. The Buddha emphasized that true freedom comes from understanding the nature of suffering and finding the wisdom to respond to it with an open heart. Let me share another example that illustrates this point. There was once a Buddhist nun who, despite dedicating her life to the practice of compassion, kindness, and spreading the Dharma, found herself suffering from a terrible skin disease that caused intense itching and sleepless nights. Others were puzzled, as they couldn't understand how someone so compassionate and dedicated to helping others could face such suffering. But the nun herself understood the deeper meaning behind her suffering. She knew that her illness was the result of negative karma from a past life, and she accepted it with gratitude and equanimity. She did not complain, nor did she question the fairness of her situation. Instead, she saw her illness as a way to purify her past bad actions. With this understanding, she continued her work, teaching others the Dharma, despite her own personal suffering. She even used her illness as an example to encourage others to be mindful and grateful for their health. Years later, the nun's condition improved, and she passed away peacefully, surrounded by the people she had helped throughout her life. Her body remained soft and serene for 3 days after her passing, and even the workers at the crematorium were amazed by the peacefulness of her remains. They said, "She must have been a bodhisattva." This story shows us that when we face suffering with wisdom and a compassionate heart, we not only purify our past karma, but also create the conditions for spiritual awakening. And now, you might be thinking, what does this mean for me? How can I apply this wisdom in my own life? The answer lies in how we approach the challenges and difficulties that we face. When we are faced with hardships, it is important not to view them as unfair or unjust, but to recognize them as opportunities for personal growth and purification. Every moment of suffering, no matter how small, can be an opportunity for us to reflect on our past actions and clear any negative karma that may have accumulated. And when we face our struggles with mindfulness, patience, and compassion, we are not only clearing our past karma but also planting the seeds for a better future. This understanding of suffering is central to Buddhist teachings. Buddha taught that suffering is an inherent part of life, but it is how we respond to that suffering that determines whether we can transcend it or remain trapped in it. If we respond to suffering with anger, resentment, or despair, we only deepen our attachment to it. But if we approach suffering with an open heart, a clear mind, and a deep sense of gratitude, we can transform it into a source of wisdom and insight. I hope this article has helped you understand why some of the most selfless people may face misfortune, and why this does not mean that karma is unfair or non-existent. Instead, it is a sign that they are working through their past karma, purifying themselves, and creating the conditions for a brighter future. If you find yourself facing difficulties, remember to approach them with patience, wisdom, and compassion. Use them as an opportunity to grow and evolve, and know that through this process, you are clearing your past karma and building a foundation for a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope that this insight into the teachings of the Buddha has brought you some peace and clarity. Please share your thoughts and experiences with us in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to help others on their journey of understanding and spiritual growth. Until next time, may you be filled with peace, wisdom, and compassion.